You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3. Holla!
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. And do y'all see this beautiful young lady I got sitting across from me, Shavonne Moorer? How you doing? Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. She is a vibe, y'all. She is...
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's a rainy morning, but that does not stop our shine. We about to get into it.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you are not a music artist. Shout out to all the music artists, but I love having entrepreneurs and business owners come through. You grew up in Detroit,
Yes.
but you now call Atlanta home.
Yes.
How long have you been here?
For 2.5 years now.
How do you like it?
I love it here. It's always something to do. It's very productive. I'm always busy, on the go. But actually, to the point of what you were saying, I do have a music background by the
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Listen, she does it all. We're going to get into all that. Most definitely. So you have a journey in radio.
yes.
Okay. And television.
Yes.
Branding. Experiential marketing. Am I saying that correctly?
Experiential marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most definitely. What was like that pivotal moment that made you realize, this was your lane? This is what you want to be doing?
So actually, I got introduced to experiential marketing as an intern for the city of Detroit. I was a production intern at the time. And the executive there was like, you should sign up for this modeling agency. And it was called Productions Plus at the time. And I signed up for it. And at that moment, I was like, okay, what is this about? And from that point on, I've been doing experiential marketing for over 20 years. And I really enjoy it. And that's really got my start into experiential marketing.
Absolutely. So for people who don't know what experiential marketing is, because a lot of people just hear the term marketing and promotions, break it down for us.
Yes, so most times people think marketing is social media and doing, their website updates and posting on Instagram and Facebook. It's not always just like that. With experiential marketing, it's face-to-face interactions with customers and representing a brand and drawing revenue for that brand. So it could be from, not the name drop, but like Coca-Cola, or it could be Samsung, or any of those like major brands. And it can be independent brands as well. I
love that. So Slick, my background before this kind of sounds like it was experiential marketing without me knowing the proper term for it. Right, because I spent 12 years with a company, and that's why I did all their outside sales and marketing. Mm-hmm. So I would literally travel the United States, visiting with Fortune 500 companies, selling them on our brand with what we do. And I loved it, made great money, but I eventually wanted to go out on my own. So interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. I love it. So we learn something new every single day.
Absolutely.
So you've spent over 20 years, over 2 decades. Listen, y'all, she's 25. I don't know. She must have started when she was 5 years old. What has kept you so motivated over 2 decades of doing this? That's a long time.
I like being outside. Would they say that terminology?
Yeah.
I like to be outside. I do. I love being around different environments and seeing what people like. And actually coming from the music background and being in venues and sporting venues, it allowed me to see different cultures and different ways of how people like, from country music to gospel music to R&B to hip hop. I just love seeing people's reactions in different environments, and especially being in experiential marketing, you see what people like in different facets as well.
I feel like you and I are very on the same page with that, because that's what I always enjoyed about it as well. I feel like we learn a newfound respect for the way people do certain things, because even from city to city things, the lingo may be a little bit different, or the way of life may be a little bit different, and it kind of broadens your horizons and opens you up to how other people are doing stuff or why they're doing it that way. Most definitely. So what inspired you to launch Savvy Global Brands?
So actually during the pandemic, right before that, I had a business called Everlasting Collection, which was focused on accessories.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I want to sell accessories and candles. And at that time, I was using what they call Alibaba, the Chinese version for manufacturing. And I looked on my website, I had it all created at the time. And I was like, well, what happened to the product that I was about to sell? I was like, this is not going to work, because you're mapping something out for a product to be on your website. And if they change the coding or that product is no longer available, it's like you got to start all over. And I really caught on to that quickly, and that at that time, that's when we were having issues with China. And I was like, nope, I don't think I want to go this route. And so after that, I met with a brand strategist. I was like, I need some help. I need a business. Can you help me put a business together? And we met for like 4 sessions. And it wasn't until the very last session, I was like, you know what? I know what my business should be. And at that time, I said it should be focusing on what I already do. Social media management, and these are the services that I provide for social media management, brand consulting, event management, as well as public speaking, and those are the main areas that I focus on. And so that's when I came up with I was actually staying with my best friend's sister at the time, and I was like, you know what? I need to come up with the name for my business. I was like, I love the name Savvy, but what can I, how am I going to formulate that together? And that's when I came up with Savvy Global Brands.
I love that, because nobody can take that from you. Like you said, you were working with a supplier from China. What if they stop manufacturing that particular product? What are you supposed to do? Like, and you've got orders coming in, and
exactly,
that could be devastating for your business. So I'm glad that you pivoted. You used the background that you had already.
Right.
So I want to dive a little bit deeper for people who don't understand what social media management, you said social media management, correct? For people who don't understand what that is and how it could benefit them and help them, tell us exactly your definition of social media management.
Social media management is actually being able to hone on the actual posts that are posted daily, giving storytelling for that page or that brand or for that person. And for me, I'm basic when it comes to social media. I'm not the social media management when it comes to doing everything, the analytics and the SEO. That's not me. Okay. I just focus on just, hey, do you need assistance with managing certain posts? Do you need some graphics? Do you need, certain videos or reels to go out? I can help in that facet, but there are actual social media companies that do everything for you from the back end, and as well as posting everything on your social media for you.
Got you. So there's companies who actually do the entire thing. They'll post it for you.
Yes.
You help them with like maybe content ideas.
Yes, right.
And okay, listen.
That's the difference from me, because I'm not doing all that extra work.
I wouldn't either. But I feel like what you do is so pivotal. And the reason why I say that is I often ask a lot of these artists that I interview, what is something that you need to work on? And they say, posting more content. I need content ideas. And it's ironic because last year I kept thinking to myself, what else could I be doing? And based upon the fact that a lot of people said that they don't know what to put out and create content, I actually created a segment called Rapid Fire Sessions on Industry's Most Wanted, where I allow my clients to curate their own questions that they feel like maybe they've never been asked during an interview before.
Okay.
As long as I approve it, it can't be nothing too crazy. And I'll make them 10 short clips for their Instagram, asking them the questions that they want to be asked. Maybe stuff they think might go viral for them, or maybe it's going to draw their, viewers in a little bit more, because a lot of people don't know what to post.
That is true. And I have that issue as well. That's why
we all do, girl. Like, I'm just like, what am I don't want to keep just posting pictures and,
right, But you know what? It's kind of helpful now. I have seen some, like I said, going back to different platforms that helps with content. I had just recently went to a conference a couple of weeks ago, a virtual conference, and they were like, "Oh, we can help you with content." And I was like, "Yes, me, help me!" And it was showing you how to use AI tools. And every now and then, I've been asking AI, like, create me a 30-day plan. Give me some ideas that I can post on my Instagram, or also, can you audit my Instagram? So, even though that's the only way I look at AI, to help you business wise and maybe with some other things, but outside of that, that's the only way I really look at AI. But using AI in that to kind of give you ideas, that's very helpful.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I feel like AI should not replace what we have going on, but it should enhance
it, right,
what we already have going on. And I finally, about maybe 2 weeks ago, I gave in and I paid for the subscription to ChatGPT because I found I was using it a little bit more. Like, for example, coming into the new year, I kind of wanted a fresh look with all my posts and my flyers. So I took all my existing flyers that my graphic designer made for me and I ran them through ChatGPT and I just said, give me a new fresh look. And it kept, the model of it the same, but just revamped it and gave it a newer look. And I was like, so for stuff like that,
right,
rather than, I love my graphic designer, but, rather than paying $60, $70 per flyer, I paid $20 one per month and I can do as many as I want.
Right.
Makes sense.
All the content that you want.
100%. So yes, most definitely. So being that you do have a background in music with radio, let's talk about that a little bit. Were you a radio personality?
So, how do we start this conversation about radio? So, I was a youth producer actually with a company called Scoop at the time.
Okay.
Public Benefit Corporation. And I was in my senior year when I was a youth producer. And from that point on, they allowed us to have different internships. And my first internship was at a radio station at the time called 90.9 WDTR. Is no longer around, but at that time, that's where I was working as a program assistant intern. And so at that time, I was able to write commercials and everything. And from that point, I worked in television for 3 years. After I moved from Houston, I worked at the Word Network as a master control operator for 3 years. And I've always had my hands in the basket with media, if it was with radio or TV. Yeah. And that's kind of how I really been in the media basket. So that's how I really got started in radio. And I've always at the radio station with my radio friends, like, I want to come into the radio station. What you doing? Can I sit in that? Like, I'm always like around. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started in radio.
That is dope. Have you thought about ever getting into, I could see you, because you got a look, girl, you got a look about you. I could see you like being a news reporter or something like that.
That is crazy. Yes. You say that, because I remember that's crazy you say that, because I used to always get that a lot. People be like, shouldn't you be on the news? I'm like, me? No,
yes, it's news. Giving. I mean, that might be another calling for you at some point in time. Yeah. You never know.
I am working I'm starting on it, doing the podcast and doing the media correspondent, doing a little content, just a little bit. So
absolutely. I feel like there's a fine line with that. And what I mean is, I did FM radio for years and it was a great experience. However, I love doing this because it's mine.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Exactly.
I can work it on my terms when I want to. If I need a day off, I don't have to ask nobody, So it was a good experience to be in FM radio here in Atlanta for some years, but I love being independent, So it's like, I feel like doing it for some period of time to get that experience is great, but being on your own there's nothing like it.
Right. And to share something with you is so funny, because I thought about this twice. I remember years ago, back in 2012, I remember telling a homegirl of mine, we all have our cell phones, and this was before content creators and influencers became a thing. I literally went to my friend and was like, let's just video record something on our phones. And at that time, I didn't have any ideas, but I said, do you know how far I would have been by now?
Exactly. If you had kept it up.
Yes.
Right. Because I remember back in the day, I did my so-called vlogs on my cell phone and I was uploading them to YouTube, because back then Instagram didn't exist. And I'm like, same thing, man. I should have. And I feel like I should have got on board with TikTok when it first came out. I was so late to the party on that one.
And then when I was at Madonna University, I was in television production at the time. And we used to do podcasts at the college campus. Okay. And at that time, I'm like, ain't nobody listening to us. So we were in the, what they called it, the cafeteria area, where a lot of the college students would gather. And we would do little podcasts. Like, I would sit in, me and another host would sit in the cafeteria area and just record the podcast. And I used to be sitting there like, well, ain't nobody listening. Is it, anybody listening to us? But just to see that I actually did that, and now it's like everybody have a podcast now, or that's, it's relevant now, and it's very useful at this point.
Absolutely. And I love that. I've been doing this for 15 years before it was even really called podcasting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Industry's Most Wanted initially was Industry's Most Wanted Radio, because it was more of a radio show, but it was kind of like podcasting. And then when podcasting became popular, I said, let me just transition the name rather than completely rebranding.
Right.
But you'd be surprised when you start looking at the analytics and then people randomly reaching out saying, this is a quick example. Probably about 10 years ago, I had interviewed Rico Wade, which is the founder of the Dungeon Family, and very proud moment. But that was like a decade ago. And I don't talk about it because that was a decade ago, right? Mm-hmm. I had someone recently hit me up and they booked an interview for a client they're working with based upon that interview. They're like, I seen that interview you did with Rico Wade. We were so inspired. I said, what?
That is amazing.
That is amazing. So you never know who's watching, paying attention. Yes. Absolutely. So you've represented major brands. Let's get into it. Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Kia. NASCAR partners. Sage. Marie Claire. I got a funny story about Marie Claire, and we'll come back to that. What do you look for, like when brands, when you're saying this is somebody I'm going to take on as a client, as a partner, how do you choose?
So basically, I've either worked as a brand ambassador or event manager, and these opportunities come to me, and if it sticks out to me and it's something that aligns with what I want to do, I'm like, okay, I want to give that a try. Let me see if I can work with this brand, and that's where that goes. So
do you pitch your services to them? How does it start? We'll just use Coca-Cola as an example, and you ain't got to give out all the sauce, because you've worked hard to build up to what you do. But if you have a brand that you want to work with, do you pitch your services to them? How does that work?
So normally I have an example. I literally, with my actual business, now those brands were what I did freelance.
Okay.
I actually just got my own partnership with a brand, and it's a hair care brand, and I literally just worked with them starting last month of December of 2025.
Congratulations.
And thank you. I
can tell you're excited. Yes, ma'am.
Excited about them.
That was a Christmas gift.
Yes, and I have to bring you some goodies, by the way.
Yeah, please.
Yes. So with that brand, they reached out to me.
Okay, see?
And it's funny because, this is the way I'm going to explain it. I was on LinkedIn, right? And I've noticed with the last summit that I was on, and it was showing me different ways how to put yourself out there. It all boils down to just asking.
A closed mouth don't get fed.
I literally was like, wow. And I've noticed it's a way that you may be on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm only speaking for myself, that you may not get no response. Like, hey, I need some help with XYZ. Can you help me with this? Crickets, right? But I just recently was like, hey, I'm always open for opportunities. I wouldn't mind collaborating with you. Or if you don't want to collaborate, just hit me up. I would love to reconnect. And it was several people commenting and messaging me. I said, all it took was for me to ask.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I was like, wow.
Girl, shoot your shot.
Yes. So like I was just blown away. And then actually, about a year or two ago, I met with a marketing strategist as well. Yeah. And she helped me revamp my LinkedIn page, actually. And so that's why I kind of already get a lot of leads too. It's more so revamping how you introduce yourself, how you got to have a clear message of who you are, what you offer. And so from that point on, that's basically how some of my clients have been able to come to me.
That is so important. That's a great valid point, like you said, how you introduce yourself. Because let's be honest, we live in a world where perception is everything. Mm-hmm. How people perceive you is how they're going to treat you or how they're going to approach you or not approach you. So having something like your LinkedIn profile set up a particular way matters. Even your Instagram, your bio, like what you have in there matters. I'll see some people's Instagram bio and I'm like, I don't even know what this person does. And and maybe they don't do anything besides work 9 to 5. I'm not knocking it. That's great. But if they're a music artist, that needs to be advertised in their bio.
I'll have a conversation with many people and they be like, yeah, I'm a content creator, or I'm an artist, or I have XYZ business. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, send me your Instagram page. As soon as I go on the Instagram page, I'm like, but this is your personal page. It don't say nothing about your business or your talent. Like, it has to say that. Where's your work at?
Absolutely. So let me ask you this, because for me, what's worked for me is I have multiple brands and I have a separate page for each one. So like my TampaMystic page is like me, but I promote all my brands on there. But I got a separate page for The Hype, a separate page for Industry's Most Wanted. Is that, in your opinion, the right way of going about doing is having a separate one for each brand?
Yes. That's just like when you think about other platforms, they separate their brands. You can't have it all in, because people gonna be like, well,
they're gonna be confused,
right? So yeah, you have to have them separate, and it's okay to have that one platform. You may speak on the other brands that you have, but yes, it is very important to separate them because they're their own identity.
Y'all heard what she said, because there's been times where I will see people and they have multiple businesses, but they have one page, and I said, you really should separate those because it causes confusion. You know, like people are like, okay, what's going on here? Most definitely. So right now, what type of clients are you working with, or brands are you open to? Are you open to, we'll say, working with a music artist? Because, we get a lot of artists that tune in. Talk to us about like some of the clients that you would seek to work with.
So I wouldn't mind working with women entrepreneurs, artists, of course, creators, and beauty brands. That's my focus.
Okay.
So yes, and as of right now, I work with the hair care brand, as I mentioned, and also my last client was a beauty brand as well, but it was called Brush, and she provided trial periods for brides to be. So they'll be able to get their hair and makeup done. They'll see how they like that makeup artist, or how they get the makeup done, and they make the decision on whether or not if they want that for their wedding day.
That is such a beautiful, beautiful concept. I love that because I've never been married, but I feel like that day is probably your most like important day to you, besides giving maybe childbirth, but getting married, you want to look your absolute best. You want to look stunning. So to be able to have like this trial of, because what if you hire someone and they come on that day and they don't get it right, and you're going to be like upset on your special day.
Exactly.
That is a beautiful concept. Most definitely. So we'll say I'm a music artist. Don't get me to singing or rapping, because I'm going to run y'all out of here. But we'll say I'm a music artist and I come to you and say, I need help. What type of things what services would you offer a music artist on the rise?
Just like mentioning that. So I have a talent manager now.
Okay.
Shout out to Commotion Music Group. That platform, I actually just did a live series with the owner. His name is Koch, and we're kind of working on some things, how we're gonna collaborate. And I actually have his artist. His name is Money Geyser. Shout out to him as well.
Shout out to Money Geyser.
He is an artist. He's a rap artist, and he's actually one of my creators with the platform called To Boost that I'm a talent manager for, actually. And I have creators that do TikTok lives and making sure that they go on their lives consistently, and so he's one of them. So with my business itself, Savvy Global Brands, I'm wanted to be able to provide brand consulting and other collaborations on how I could connect with artists and their management companies.
Absolutely, and I feel like that's what a lot of them are missing. To be honest, they're missing that, and like you said, helping with maybe some content ideas and things like that, because again, like I mentioned earlier, that's probably the main answer that I get from artists when I ask them, what is something you could be working on more? And they'll say content. I need more content. I don't know what to post, and because you don't want to unnecessarily overdo it. You don't want to post the same thing over and over. You can repurpose content and repost it like 6 months down the road or whatever that time frame may be. But if you're constantly just posting the same thing over and over, people will tune out. So you need new and fresh ideas. So that's where you and your team could potentially come into play.
Yes, hopefully, and then also too with the platform that I affiliated with, Commotion Music Group, I've been able to send them ongoing content like, hey, check this out. Like, it's always like music info to help them with their brand.
Absolutely. So what are some lessons that you learned working behind the scenes with large corporations that, you know, brands and entrepreneurs can apply to their own businesses? Give us a gem.
Always show up. People don't like you to be, you have to be on time, and you also have to make sure that you're attentive. And a number one thing in our business is making sure that you're able to adapt to any change, because things can change at the drop of a hat. And I mean a drop of the hat. Something can be like, hey, we're formulating the event this way, and then a guest may change, or an idea may change. Like, hey, we don't want to do this particular segment. We're going to change it this way. So you got to be able to know how to adapt with change and also show up. Those are two things I pretty much would say. That's
a great piece of advice, because we're in 2026, y'all. Stuff is constantly changing. We had this whole conversation about AI. 10 years ago, we wouldn't have thought that we would be utilizing it the way we do. Even I wouldn't have thought that I would be utilizing social media as much as I do, because honestly, that's where majority of my business comes from, because I don't go out and do a lot of events like I used to. I used to be outside. But
what's so funny is when I was working behind the scenes in media at the time, I was constantly on social media. And every time we would have a show, I would post, hey, this show is coming on next. Make sure that you tune in. Like, I was very active at it. And I knew then, I was like, I got to stay on social media.
Yes.
Now, you pretty much don't have time to be on social media too much. So it's like you have to, map out, which is good. They have those platforms where you can map out those 30 days and put the amount of content that you want on there, so you won't have to be on social media all the time.
Absolutely.
But I also learned, and I'm still learning it, is it's not always about posting. You have to learn how to leverage it and get revenue as well.
Yes.
And that's another thing I'm really learning. It's taking some time, but don't focus on, hey, I'm posting this, I'm posting that. People have to realize, people may see it, but are they turning into clients?
Yes. Absolutely, because it becomes forced, and people can tell that. Yeah. They can tell when you're just posting something just to have something to post. And what I've really realized is you don't have to overdo it. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, on TikTok, some of the biggest influencers on there, they don't do a bunch of edits to their videos. They just kind of talk to the camera on their phone and post it, and they're getting millions of views and have millions of followers, because it becomes more relatable, because you have a lot of people on there who aren't involved in the type of industries that we might be involved in, and they can't relate to it, but they can relate to just me getting here, talking to my phone and posting the video. So you don't have to go above and beyond. Certain things you might want to touch it up, polish it up if you're making a commercial for your brand or something. But on a day-to-day, just record something and post it. And I feel like that's what gets the most engagement.
Right. And it's so funny because, like I said, when I was as a youth producer, after that, still doing media, and it was funny because I'm like, I need a camera. And at that time, you either had to rent a camera from school, or you had to, rent one from a media company that was able to provide you one. And I'm like, man, I never really had I never really had access to get a camera, and I could have brought me one, but. Yeah. It's just funny how we have the access now. It's like everybody got a camera and editors now, and cameramen, mini cameramen.
Listen, absolutely. And that was something that I had to teach myself, is like, in there I've got my Sony camera set up, and I taught myself how to film my own interviews, how to edit my own interviews, because I don't like waiting on people. That was my problem, is I was hiring people to come in and film it for me, but then sometimes it was taking them 2-3 weeks to get an interview back. I'm like, it's old news now. Like, we need to get it out there.
And if you notice, anytime you go to an event or a conference, it's in real time. They want it the same day or within the same time frame.
Yes.
They don't want it 3 days or 5 days from now or within a week.
It's old news at that point. Absolutely. You got to boom, knock it out. And you have to strategically plan on when you're going to post it as well. So you need it back fairly quickly. I schedule a lot of my posts. Like on Sundays, I'll set up certain posts for the entire week. I'll schedule it, especially when it's going to be maybe during the time when I'm here and I'm interviewing and I can't be on my phone and I want to post something during that time. Let me go ahead and schedule it. So that's been a great tool for me as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know you can do that on Instagram. You can schedule your post on there.
When did they start doing that?
I've been doing it. I've been using it for probably like over a year now.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you go in and you're posting something, there's a button. I think it says more options or something. If you click on that, it says schedule post, and you can and it's never failed me. It's been on point. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you can also post it at the time that it's supposed to be posted, because I just read yesterday, and I've been knowing this, but like, for example, in the morning or the evening time, you post from 6 to 9.
Right. There's certain times where the algorithms kick up, and I pay for a lot of ads. I market through. Is that rain?
It is raining. Oh, wow.
It's like pouring, y'all. But Meta ads, I pay for ads constantly because I feel like social media has really suppressed getting our content out there. Back in the day, like, everybody would see your content. We're getting thousands and thousands of views. Now it's like,
I miss the old Instagram.
Me too. And it's like, so I just seen someone post about it this morning. She's like, is anybody else having a problem where your views are really low? I said, everything's gone down because they want us to spend money to pay for it, and
interesting.
Understandably so, it's a business.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is the minimum amount that you're supposed to spend on an ad?
I think it depends. For me personally, I'll spend, if I go back and look, I probably spend $300-400 a month. So it's not a ton, but it's effective. It's enough because I'm a one man, one woman shop. So it's like, I don't want to overwhelm myself. Mm-hmm. But with spending $300 to $400 a month brings me enough business that keeps me very steady and busy to the point. So it's not a ton of money. Mm-hmm. So I think it depends on everybody, their goals and what they're going for. Like, obviously, you could spend $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month and probably get a ton of business. But I'm like, I need a little time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and each post individually, I probably put $12 to $15 per post on there, and it'll run for maybe 2 to 5 days because you can spread it out. But what's dope is when you go in there, it'll show you how a projected amount of people is going to see it. So if I spend, we'll say $15 on a post, 7, 8, 10,000 people are projected to see that. So you do get and what that's based upon too, is I've learned, it depends on when you're getting ready to boost the post or put the ad on it. Because I could put the same dollar amount today and it'll say 15,000 people are going to see it. Mm-hmm. But if I do it during a prime time, I get ready to try to boost the ad, it'll say only 5,000 people are going to see it. So you got to kind of find that period of time, that window of when maybe it's a slower time on social media. Mm-hmm. That's when it says you're going to get more engagement. It's weird how they do it. I don't know what their strategy is behind it, but I've noticed that as well.
Do you remember on Facebook where you can see all the different content that would just populate?
Yeah.
You don't even really see that much no more.
No, majority of what I see on Facebook now is ads. Like, yeah. I'll see 2 posts from people that I'm friends with, and then it's an ad.
Right.
Then I'll see 2 posts from people, and then it's an ad. Mm-hmm. And beautiful, running ads, but it's almost like they're overdoing it. And oftentimes it's stuff that I'm not even interested in. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why are they showing me this? This is not something that I use or will use. So, yeah.
But isn't it weird, like, you'll be conversating about something, or you have something on your mind that you will speak on, and your phone is nearby, and then you look on your phone, or even you search for something on the internet, and you be like, why is this coming up as an ad? Like, I looked up some makeup, and I got a makeup ad coming up on my phone.
Every single, it's because they're listening. They are listening. I had someone send me something on Instagram the other day, and I looked at it. They sent it to my DM. I looked at it. Mm-hmm. When I got on my Facebook, an ad for the same thing they sent me showed up on my Facebook, because Facebook owns Instagram, and I'm just like, that is crazy to me.
Stop playing.
Yeah, girl, they be listening, they be watching. Definitely. So I hope I'm saying this right. Is it TaBoost? Okay. Mm-hmm. TaBoost Social Agency. This is the one that you spoke on earlier?
Yes.
Okay, most definitely. So in Media Girls Network.
Yes.
Okay. What drew you to talent representation and like media correspondence working with them?
So, well, that's 2 different platforms. TaBoost is the social agency that I started with in September of 2025.
Okay.
And I'm like, yes, I'm trying to get my foot in the door.
I know that's right.
With many different content creators or just creators in general. And what I like about that is just it doesn't focus on just musicians. It can be entrepreneurs. It can be beauty, beauty. It can be any genre of content creation. And that's what I do like about, being able to represent for that platform for different talent that I have come under my umbrella. So that's what I do for them. And then with Media Girls Network, I've been assisting with them. We're going to have a vision board party in the next week.
Okay.
And I really like working with them and being a member of that platform. And I want to start doing some red carpets and media corresponding with them as well.
That is amazing. So you said that there's a vision board event. Is it an event that people can buy tickets for and attend?
They will have to go on Media Girls Network Instagram if they would like to come to the vision board party. Just look at the post, this most recent post that we have on there, and email to RSVP. Got you.
Do you have any other events that you're involved in that are coming up that we need to know about?
Do I?
She said, hold on, how much time we got?
I actually have 2 events next week.
Okay.
I will be helping with the Cypress, is that how you say it? Like music Cypress.
Oh, Cypher, yeah.
Cypher, excuse me. It's a music Cypher, a female music Cypher.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting. And I had my brand, my client, hair care brand, they're going to provide samples for the finalists. So that's going to be cool. I was able to get that partnership with the creator that they need to have UGC videos for. So I'm like, okay, full circle, everything coming together.
I love it.
The date, also within that weekend, we're going to go to the Atlanta Beauty Expo. So that's going to be interesting. So I have my plate full because I still have other things down the line as well.
I need to make sure that I really pay attention to your Instagram because I want to get involved with more those type of events, because for years and years and years I only did music related events, which is cool. But I feel like where the season I'm at in my life right now, I want to venture out into other type of events, maybe a little bit more professionally curated type of events, if that makes sense. No shade, but so I'm going to pay attention.
Okay, I have some ideas for you. I got to send you some ideas too.
Because I love going out and doing media. So me and my videographer, who will be here later today, we go out on location and we do interviews and media. Like I've done, for the last 4 years, I've done the Atlanta Turkey Classic, the Georgia Spartans basketball game, different events like that. So yeah, please keep me in mind for things like that as well. I love
Absolutely, yes.
100%. So how has prioritizing wellness changed the way you operate in business and life?
It's very important. Speaking of wellness, exercising 3 times a week. I'm trying to.
No, you doing, girl. You doing.
I'm trying. Well, so I kind of fell off a little bit. So my sister-in-law hooked me up about this app. It's called Workout. I'm not really sure the full name of the app is. I think it's pink or red, and it says workout on it, and it allows you to do between 7, 8 to maybe 13 to 15 minutes of a workout. So the minimum is 7 minutes, and I actually did one yesterday. Thank goodness, I'm back in emotion. So my plan was to, if I'm not at Planet Fitness, I love Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
If I'm not there, I need to be working out, period. And so I said, while I'm on my lunch break from work, because I work from home, I need to be working out for at least 7 minutes. What am I going to do for 7 minutes? I ain't doing nothing but eating.
A little afternoon snack.
So I want to focus on that. Focus on reading, my Bible. Also going to church, and also just making sure I'm focused on prioritizing, not overexerting myself, but making sure that I have time to have my me time. Where I know it's times where I'm busy.
Yeah.
But then, okay, take that whole week and don't do nothing. I want to rest and watch a movie, Netflix or something.
You have to.
So those are my things: exercising, reading, and other aspects too.
Absolutely, because wellness is more than just physical, it's mental as well. We have to take time, and that's why I was saying, going back earlier, like I don't overdo it on the ads, because I'm like, I don't want to work 24/7. I just don't. I want to have some me time, and going to the gym. Another thing I really enjoy is being out in nature.
Yes,
I'm a nature girly. I love hiking. I love just going for walks at the park. And
I haven't been hiking. in a minute. And I love walking. I love do 30-minute walks. I do that a lot often. Most times I love to walk.
Walks are so beneficial.
They are.
So, one thing that I started doing is so right now I'm on a somewhat of a fast.
Me too.
Yeah, so I'm eating everything within a 4 to 6 hour period. So I'm fasting anywhere from 18 to 20 hours a day, and I'm doing that for 30 days. I normally do 16 hours a day, typically on a norm, but I kicked it up a notch. But I walk after my meals. And research and studies show that if you walk within 30 minutes after your meals, that it keeps your blood sugars regulated.
Oh, that's good.
It speeds up your digestion, so it's not like you're not sluggish because your body's over here trying to digest everything.
And even if you don't have time to walk, just move your body after that, because it's like...
Girl, yes, I'll stand up and do these things and like just get your body moving. I even bought one of those little walk pads for my house. That way if it's raining outside or if it's dark, there's no excuses. I can still walk.
Those walk pads are so cute. And they're so mini.
I love it. Girl, I have 2 of them. But not intentionally. Shout out to Amazon. I bought one and they delivered me 2, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep one for upstairs and one for downstairs.
Okay, right, exactly.
That is beautiful though.
And then like, was talking about wellness, I've been wanting to get into like a yoga or Pilates, probably both. I want to do both of those, and I did in last year do some Zumba classes.
I love Zumba. What area do you live in?
I'm in East Lake.
East Lake, where is that?
Which is between East Village and Decatur.
Oh, okay, got you. So the gym that I go to, I like it. It's called C3, and it's actually owned by a church. So it's C3 Church, and they own a gym, and they've got Zumba classes there. And I have yet to go to one.
Me too.
I got to get in there. Definitely. New year, like come on, no excuses. So you've got a lot of events coming up. Anything else in the works that we need to know about?
Just make sure to follow me on Instagram at Shavonne So Savvy. I'm always active. I can keep up with what I'm doing within that week. After that, I'll be like, what else am I doing? But I do have other things that are coming up, so just keep up with me.
And you have such beautiful energy too. I just want to say, like, your energy is just, it's radiating out. I love it.
I appreciate that.
I absolutely love it. So you gave out your social media. Anybody that you want to give thanks to that's really been just supporting you through your journey?
Yes, I would really like to give thanks to the Lord.
Yeah.
To the Lord. Yeah. To my boyfriend, David. And
Shout out to David. Shout out to David.
And also my Media Girls crew, Taboos, and all of my friends and family that support me.
That's beautiful.
And everyone else that supports me as well.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. This was a beautiful way to kick off a Saturday.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. We out of here, y'all.